I'm a superhero and I'm a cat. I'm fighting Thanos. I'll get you, Thanos.
I'm sorry. I don't know what just happened there. I think my cat hacked my computer. Sorry. Anyway, today we're going to talk about one-step multiplication and division equations. This is basically the same thing that we were doing in the last um, lesson. That's not better. I look very red. But anyway, um, it's basically the same thing we were doing in the last lesson, but with addition and subtraction. It's no multiplication division. So let's look at this problem real quick. It says Kimmy is saving an equal amount each week for up to 4 weeks to buy a video game for $55. Write a multiplication equation that can help you use to determine the amount she's saving each week. Okay. So we're going to do this the same way. I know you're not going to like it, but we're going to do this the same way that we were doing it in class with the addition and subtraction. I'm going to have you do the words, then define your variable, and then come up with your equation, and then we'll solve it. So the words are that the number of weeks, which we know is 4, right? It says it right there, times the amount saved each week, that's the number we don't know, equals the total amount saved, which we also know is $55. Okay. We're going to let A equal the amount saved each week. This is the important part because you need to know what your variables represent. A lot of times kids are just putting variables out there. They don't know what they represent. You need to know this, okay? So then our equation will be 4A equals 55. Now, I know that most of you, if I gave you this problem, you would just do 55 divided by 4, which is fine, except that's not really what we're doing right here, okay? So now to solve this, we're going to solve this the same way we were doing it before, except it's a little different because 4 times A, right? We can't add 4 or subtract 4. We still want to get this A all by itself. So we're going to do 4A and we're going to divide that by A. If you remember, we talked about the property of 1, or the identity property of multiplication, which means that any number multiplied by 1 equals that number. Well, 4 divided by 4 equals 1. So we get 1 times A, which is equal to A. That's how we get A all by itself. But if we do something to one side of the equation, we have to do it to the other as well. Okay, so that's why we put a 4. We're going to divide this side by 4. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. So that just equals A. And then over here, I'm going to go and I'm going to try to figure out what 55 divided by 4 is. That goes in one time, minus 1. I see where this is going to go. We're going to get a 1. We're going to bring down this 5. It's going to go 3 times. That's going to be 12, which is going to give us a 3, 3 and a 0. So we're going to annex a 0. Remember that annexing a 0? We talked about that before. It's going to go 7 times into that, which will be 4 times 7 is 28. We subtract, we get a 2. Let's annex one more 0, 0, and that's going to be a 5. So it's going to be $13.75. Okay, let's do another one. I'm going to show you a division problem. They work basically the exact same way. All right, let's look at this one. It says Ryan, Ian, and Ryder are sharing a pack of stickers. Each of them gets 9 stickers. Write a division equation to determine the total number of stickers in each pack. So we're going to write that in words first. The total number of stickers divided by the number of students equals the number of stickers each student receives. We're going to define our variable, let S represent the total number of stickers, and we're going to write an equation. S divided by, it's a weird divided by, sorry. S divided by 3 equals 9. Okay. Now again, your instinct when you see this problem for a lot of you is going to be to just make a multiplication problem, but it's telling you to write a division equation. Okay. That's the key. You got to follow instructions. You got to read the instructions and follow the instructions. This is important. I know it seems like it'd be easier for a lot of you to just do the multiplication, but trust me, you got to learn these basic skills so you can do the harder problems later. Okay. So to solve this problem, S divided by 3 equals 9. Again, we want to get this S right all by itself, okay? And S divided by 1 equals 1, right? So we want to turn this 3 into a 1. How are we going to do that? We're going to multiply by 3. So S divided by 3 times 3 is going to be equal to 1. But what we do to one side, we have to do to the other. So we're multiplying that by 3. So that leaves us with S equals 9 times 3 is 27. And you can just check that and see, was 27 divided by 3 equals 9? Yes, it does. We're good. All right. Couple practice problems for you. All right, here you go. Two problems for you. Over here, this is going to be a multiplication equation that you're going to need to do. Okay. And I'm going to want to see all the steps. You got to write the sentences out, just like I did on the previous ones. No skipping. This one, you just solve. And I just wrote it two ways because these both mean the exact same thing. X divided by 9 equals 13. X over 9 equals 13. Same thing either way. You're probably going to see it more like this. So I want you to get used to seeing that. All right, get to work. Okay, hopefully you got an answer. If you have questions, we'll talk about them in class. Have a great rest of your night. Goodbye.